Take two. Hi everyone, my name is Ella. I'm 22 years old and I'm a patient with type 1 diabetes and gastroparesis. Right here is my insulin pump. I wear an insulin pump to manage my insulin delivery for the care of my type 1 diabetes. If you're not aware of type 1 diabetes, I would encourage you to check out my channel, Beating Type 1. Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease. That means that for no known reason, the body attacks the pancreas, insulin-producing cells, leaving people affected, insulin dependent for life. This means we have to wear insulin pumps and we have to check our blood sugars, anywhere from like 8 to 12 times a day on the average, as well as constantly fight off highs and lows and the horrible potential threat of complications. There are studies being ran that even with proper glycemic overall best numbers, even with, consistent, in range numbers and well management, there is still a risk of developing complications. I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes on September 26, 1997 at the age of 2. This year, on September 26, 2017, it will mark 20 years. That's 2 decades with type 1 diabetes. On August 11, 2014, at the age of 19, my journey with gastroparesis began. Before I had gastroparesis, I had my insulin pump, I had to check my blood sugar a lot, I still had to wear my sensor, which is my Dexcom right here. And while these tools make it easier to manage my blood sugars, it's still a constant balancing act. Back to what I was saying. On August 11, 2014, my journey with gastroparesis began. The symptoms leading up to that consisted of nausea, vomiting, and sudden rapid weight gain. But the biggest thing I noticed was, looking back, my lows would just take hours to come up, finally to the point where I'm no longer able to treat low blood sugars with carbs by mouth, PO. PO means per oral or by mouth. At this time, my source of intake consists of a port. I had to have a port surgery done. Every week, this needle goes in and out of my chest, and we change it. I have a surgically placed opening into my vein, a portacath, and then that goes in my subclavian and to my superior vena cava. Through my port, I receive all of this. Meet Gertrude. This is my IV pump. Ugly name for an ugly fact that at my age, I have to be sporting an IV pump. So this is my IV antibiotics. This is for when my blood sugar goes low. We have to use D10 because we're on a national shortage of D50. I have a specially made bag of 30K coming up from the pharmacy because my intake has been very badly, and we're kind of in that point where we're not exactly sure if we're going to go on TPN or what the status is really going to be. But this is my maintenance fluids, and is 20K normal saline, and that is going at 150. And for anyone who's K does not just mean okay, it also means potassium. So my potassium is very, very low, which also can lead to, just overall not feeling well when your electrolytes get so imbalanced. So having to be to the point where you are on a potassium infusion along with your maintenance fluids is not a fun place to be. Today we did draw labs, and we are going to find out my ferritin because it is likely that I will either need an iron transfusion or an 8th blood transfusion. We're not sure at this point, but we're running tests to see. I did have surgery a couple days ago to remove a mass. I'm recovering quite well from it. I don't really want to go into details on it. At this time, one of my biggest fears is I'm flaring. I don't know when I'm going to kick this flare. The way this flare presents is very typical in a long-term flare, and how that manifests. What that means is I'm unable to hold down little sips of Gatorade. I'm not able to hold down any fluids. I'm not able to hold down crackers. Everything I eat, I just throw up. And it feels awful. And the nausea is awful. So finding ways to stay positive, doing outreach videos, raising awareness is a burning passion. I think that it's important that people are aware, because people with type 1 are strong. And people with GP, whether it's diabetic related or not, we are strong, we are fighters, and we are here for a reason. It is estimated that about 5 million people in the US have gastroparesis. Now, a significant amount of them are diabetic, but there are some people who have idiopathic or other non-related gastroparesis onsetting comorbidity conditions. Gastroparesis is when your stomach fails and becomes paralyzed or extremely delayed. And so what it feels like is kind of having like a stomach flu that is there all the time, that never goes away. When I'm flaring, it means my stomach is like signing off. It's at 0%. It's not doing anything. That's a low glucose alarm, so I'm going to have to notify my nurse in a second. But right now I'm inpatient, and we are getting ready to hopefully make the switch to Children's Hospital, as they can deal with my pediatric needs a little bit more better than this place can. But at this time, I just wanted to do a little outreach video and encourage people, if you're not already aware, to learn the symptoms of type 1 diabetes. For anyone who is beginning their battle with gastroparesis and they've already been a long-time fighter of diabetes, I want you to know this. Diabetes sucks. It's hard. I'm going to be honest with you. Getting gastroparesis and diabetes is also hard. It can be terrifying. It can be lonely. It can be absolutely petrifying. It can make you even more afraid of lows. It can wreak havoc on you in every way. It can lead to even harder management of blood glucose. It can make your nutrition go. It can do all of these things. But you can do this. You can do this. You're not alone. And you can find amazing support through social media. Reach out in your community. You know, if you don't have a family, that's okay. 2 years ago, 3 years ago almost, I started this journey. At that point, it was me, my doctor, my nurse, and the IV pole. Since then, I've gotten an amazing support network and a family of friends. I call it a family of friends. And you'll notice I hold my stomach a lot. That's because I do have a lot of pain there. And when I do this, it just helps it calm down. And gastroparesis doesn't necessarily have to stop you from living your life. Sometimes you have to put your life on hold, and that's not easy. But putting your life on hold and remembering that, you know, yeah, hospital stinks, but hey, it's so worth keeping alive and staying alive, because when you live, you live. And you will find something eventually. Don't ever lose hope. And remember, hope. Hold on, pain ends. Hold on, pain ends. So, and remember, you'll find a community of love. So I hope and I pray, please share this video with everyone you can. Thank you so much for watching. There's a little bit of ASL in there, but I'm still learning some ASL, so still learning, but working on it. Another fun thing, when you're in the hospital, make it fun. Do some research, learn some new stuff, keep yourself busy, and most of all, remember, trust me, sitting in the hospital might stink, but it's worth it. So you can go live your life, keep going, enjoying, and finding the beauty that life has to offer. This is my end of July video, 2017 Gastroparesis update. Thank you for watching.